If you combined Rowan and
Burn
Cyrus,
out the
it should be.
Burn out the night.
Anyways.
We live?
This is the Player 4 Podcast. Join us each week as we talk about video games, entertainment, and pop culture, and bring in guests from the Rooster Teeth community. Player 4 has entered the game.
Hello and welcome to the Player 4 Podcast. I'm your host, Tristan, aka Shagrazir on the Rooster Teeth website.
I'm Alex, aka Chaos Black 21.
I'm Malachi, aka Sukihiba.
And I'm Joseph, aka J Nunlap, and I'm awake.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Suki Kiba Sleepy Kiba today.
I woke up too.
I don't hear Joseph at all.
You don't hear Joseph at all? You're gonna have to leave and come back in. I hear him. You're fine, Joseph. Keep going.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Keep going.
Oh, did you know that the episode's called Episto?
Episto? I know now. I hadn't seen it.
It's
gonna
fine.
Be good. It's gonna be
I
good.
can hear him now. Yay!
We're off to a good start. Twatch. Wait, that's bad. Twitch.
Did my intro not go?
No, it was.
No, I just couldn't hear you. Everybody else could.
You know, everything's fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Nobody worry about anything. Everything's fine.
Crisis averted.
Crisis absolutely averted. Malachi, you wrote down the topics for today. Tell me what they are.
It's whatever you put in.
He put poop.
He put poop in? No, that was a joke. That's not supposed to be there. You said poop, Alex.
Why did you keep it on there?
I'm not the person who kept it on there.
You wrote it under the topics, and Malachi put it.
So honest, this is on you. Honestly.
No, there is no poop on me.
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's definitely.
That was the poop topic right there. It was just us vamping about poop. What's the next topic? Even though I can see it on my screen. Something about Spoderman, a man of spiders, and some kind of deal that didn't go through.
Man, I honestly didn't think that I would have to go and, spell check stuff. I left my typos in just because I was lazy, but I guess they're...
Oh no, did he put Spearderman?
Yep, I put it in word for word.
God, we are so professional.
For the topic, Sony Marvel Spurterman goes full Brexit.
Oh my gosh.
Alex, you wanted to talk about Spurterman going Spider-Man going full Brexit on me.
Yeah, except I'm not going to call it that. I'm just going to say Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I thought it was part of the topic.
I don't know what Spider-Man is.
It's Spreederman, okay?
Hey.
All I know is just Spider-Man. There's no such thing as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, Disney and Sony joined together, in partnership to make the last these Spider-Man films, as well as the Avengers with Spider-Man in it. And Sony pretty much decided that they aren't going to continue. Speculation. Sony says it's because Kevin Feige is too busy.
Feige.
I've never actually heard his name. Literally, all any kind of new stuff. Never talked about him. Whatever I watched for Marvel.
I have to punch this in now. How do you pronounce?
Are you using a typewriter, Tristan?
Feige. Yeah, basically. Sam insists on having the loudest, clickiest mechanical keyboard in existence, so... Alright, how to pronounce...
Google the 1950s typewriter.
Right. Alright, here we go. Oh, man. What? Feige.
Well, okay, is it... Or, Joseph, have you heard it? Is it Feige?
Whenever I've heard it,
Screwing
it's
with
fine.
me. Are you screwing with me?
I think so. I think he's screwing with you.
No, every time I've heard it, it's been Feige.
What? How do you pronounce Kevin Feige's last name? How do you pronounce Feige? I would think you'd pronounced it F-I-G-E. Feige.
That's
I have
a
learned
great
the correct way.
pronunciation.
I have learned the correct way is Feige, kind of like Nike.
Where are you reading this?
I went to a forum where people ask questions to learn answers. I heard Robert Downey Jr. pronounce it as Feige.
All right, well, Kevin Feige, who's been a big part of Marvel recently because of Avengers Endgame. Well, just in general, he's been a big part, but been big because Avengers Endgame, pretty much the highest grossing, and then you got Spider-Man, which was Sony's highest grossing. Now it passed. What was the movie that it passed?
Avatar.
Skyfall. It passed Skyfall as Sony's highest grossing film. So yeah, Sony's saying it's because Feige is too busy, but speculation is more that they didn't want to accept Disney's offer going forward with Spider-Man for co-ownership or whatever it is. But Sony still wants to make two more films, and they're hoping to get the director, John Watts, and Tom Holland back. It'll be interesting to see without the guidance of Disney and Kevin Feige how they do off these next two films if they're able to get them.
So there's a little bit more to this story because essentially what happened was Disney went on a smear campaign that lasted for like 7 hours today before the truth actually came out. And Sony put out that very gracious statement, which was, well, Kevin Feige's busy. But really what happened was their agreement had come to an end. Their agreement was the films they've already done with Spider-Man. 3 MCU films where he appeared in that Disney made, and then 2 that Sony made. And the deal was Disney would get to use Spider-Man for 3 films, and Sony had no hand in it. And then Disney would have Kevin Feige as a producer and showrunner for the 2 Sony films, and Disney would not invest in the movies, nor would they receive any of money from the movies. And then their agreement was up. And then Disney said, okay, for the new agreement, how about we get half the money for your movies? And Sony said, how about you go stick a stick up your booty?
Yep.
Said they were like, we're happy with the current agreement, which is you get to use Spider-Man, which is kind of cool of them. And how about we don't give you half the money from our movies and we stick with it? And they're like, okay, well, Kevin Feige's too busy for you now.
Yeah. And it's definitely a much deeper argument than, like, I think it's unfair. It's probably unfair to paint it as, well, this is all Sony being butthurt, because
I wasn't saying anything about Sony being butthurt. I would say that you could also say I was spinning it as for that was ridiculous and like too high, but it's Disney and they feel like they have a monopoly on everything, so they feel that they can do that.
Yeah, my argument is that it's less that they feel like they do and more that they in fact do have a monopoly on everything. So I was just perusing Twitter, and I wanted to take a moment to read a Reddit post by a user named Loving-Glimmer, which says, y'all talk big about wanting to stop Disney's monopolizing and buying literally everything until it actually affects something, and this whole Spider-Man dispute just makes it real obvious. The first company to tell Disney no when they go greedy mode on them, and y'all are suddenly all for Disney buying out more companies, all while making them the bigger bad guy. I say bigger in quotes because there are no companies free of greed, but Disney is way larger. And all the blacklash, I think they mean backlash. I hope they mean backlash.
I'm pretty sure it's a typo.
Is going to make it harder for other companies to say no. Basically, so the reason I brought that up, not necessarily to call it the way you were phrasing things, but just the fact of the matter is that basically all day as this has been happening, people are like railing at Sony for breaking, the terms of the deal and not wanting to give Spider-Man why are you keeping Spider-Man out of the MCU? Why do you guys have to be so shitty? And that's kind of what's been the narrative online. And it's like, I liked this because it was kind of that not so gentle reminder, hey, Disney has a monopoly on the entire movie making industry right now. And while they are doing a good job, that's still not a good thing economically or even creatively.
Yeah.
So,
and yeah, I'm sorry if I sounded like I was spinning it. I was giving the one side that people are saying that, yeah, basically it was like, no, we want to keep them all to ourselves and go screw yourself. Honesty, yeah, I mean, still don't know the full, but pretty much that seems to be the case, and so it's technically Disney's being an asshole and Sony ground trying to make it so that
Sony's just trying.
Disney doesn't have more.
Yeah.
Really.
They're just trying to protect the rights they've legally purchased.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I think
it sucks that.
Go ahead.
It sucks that they can't form a deal, but I mean, continue, and we'll just have to see how Sony does now that they have at least an idea based off of the first two films how they should go about it.
So I have an opinion.
Okay.
And since this is a podcast, I figure that it's my duty to share my opinions no matter how good or bad they are. So my opinion is that if Disney continues to buy companies, it can only work out to our benefit because eventually they have to break up the monopoly. And then when that happens, that maybe they keep certain franchises intact, eventually they buy up Sony as a result of all of this. And then then the government has to step in and say you're a monopoly and splits it up, now we have all the Marvel franchise put together again.
Yeah, but when is the point that would step in to say, okay, you're a monopoly? Because right now
it would never happen because
they're
Disney's
pretty big
been
right
lobbying.
now.
Disney has been bribing the government. I mean, has been lobbying actively in the government for over 2 decades. So it's not going to happen.
Now, I love this discussion, but we have said in the past that we will not get political.
I will never not call out lobbying. It's the reason that Spider-Man is in this situation because Disney, ironically, is the reason that copyright law is the way it is. Otherwise, Spider-Man would be public domain by now.
It's a big problem, and we'll have to see how this one ends up going, if they come back together to try to make a new deal, or if we just end up with a couple of Sony-only movies without Mr. Feige's influence.
Mm.
Maybe they can get Taika Waititi instead. Although...
oh, that'd be cool.
He already doing...
he's doing another Thor movie.
Yeah.
Because he's good at it.
Isn't essentially Marvel gonna try to wrap him up? So Tony's trying to get Watts, who was the director of Far From Home.
Sorry.
So I mean, that's probably what they're going for. That's who their number one person is that they're going to try to get.
I'm excited for Wakiki's next film, but that's an entirely different topic. Is it time to move on?
You call him Wikiki. Like
Wikiki.
the beach in Hawaii.
No, it's Wikipedia.
It's YTT.
No, it's Wikipedia. I
So
looked it up. It's
Joseph, what are
Wikipedia.
you playing?
I'm playing Can I Get My Door Closed by throwing pillows at it before you hear my daughter throwing a fit.
That sounds like a very very interesting game. How are you doing that? Are you succeeding or failing?
How many pillows have you got
It's
left
like-
to throw?
It's like almost closed, and I threw the heaviest one, so it doesn't matter at this point. The lightest ones won't do anything. I know that was sort of a random answer, but I know that we're moving on to the Fallout topic. That's why this episode is called Spider-Man Fallout, because it's a pun based off the fact that we're also going to talk about some Fallout games. So,
also Fallout.
So, how much did I say about the fact that I bought some Fallout games recently on the podcast?
I don't remember you saying anything. I only remember you hearing you say that you bought or that you were playing Skyrim.
Okay, so I will tell the story of what led me to Fallout. Like how I told the story of what led me to Skyrim was Mass Effect Andromeda being so bad.
No.
So I was pedaling around on the Steam store, and I saw a game that was like resource management and growing a colony in space and all of this. And I thought that sounds cool. And I clicked on the wish list button, and there was nowhere to buy it because it hasn't come out yet. And I remembered Fallout Shelter's like that. So I got Fallout Shelter a few weeks ago, and I've been playing it on and off. You know, I'll get on a few times a day, or I won't. And it's good in that way. It's a game that you don't have to get on if you don't want to, or you can just sit there while your characters level up, and it's a time waster. I was enjoying it, and you know, it's Bethesda. And eventually, I started to get curious about some of the references, like the Fat Man, which I had heard about, or like there's trivia questions in one of the quests that you do. I was like, you know what? I think I've played enough Skyrim at this point. I've played like almost 40 hours on the PC alone. I think it's time for me to try to play a Fallout game. So I went onto Steam out of curiosity. Like, okay, is there a Fallout game I could get that would be somewhat cheap? I don't have to get the DLC. And it just so happened I was looking at Steam during a sale of 80% off all Fallout games. So I'm looking around. Fallout 3 is not optimized for your operating system. All right, that's cool. Let's look at New Vegas and Fallout 4. And I got both of those games and the DLC for $20 when it's like an $80 value or 100% $100 value, something like that.
I ask, how is Fallout 3 not optimized, but New Vegas and Fallout 4 are?
Because they're newer. I don't know. It's just a thing that popped up on my
Fallout
Steam.
3 is too old for his system, not too new.
Yes, I mean, I was gonna say, I'm like, but how are the newer games more optimized than the older games? The older games should be easier to play on newer computers.
I was confused, but you know, it's whatever. I'll probably eventually get it if I feel like it. But long story short, I've got both Fallout New Vegas and 4 with all the DLC. And the first thing I did was, okay, let's get some graphics mods in here for New Vegas, and then let's make it my carry capacity 1,000,000 or whatever. And you know, uh, a typical
Peter.
week for me when I've just started playing a Bethesda game is, okay, I'm gonna play the game today. I think I'll spend an hour looking for mods. Okay, that one didn't work. Why is it not working? There's my next half hour. Okay, I'm gonna play now.
Mod
Until I
Searcher
finally
2019.
do what?
Goodness gracious.
That's your game. It's not Fallout. It's Mod Searcher 2019.
I mean, yeah, it's like the Netflix scroll thing that Rooster Teeth came out with. Sometimes I feel like that. So I played New Vegas for a little bit, since this is my segment and you get to listen to me talk. And I got to the part with the guy and the dinosaur, and if you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. And then I got to the part with the walking, talking zombies that are called ghouls, but they're nice ghouls, they're happy ghouls, and they're like, "Hey, we want to do a thing. Can you help us?" And so then you help them with the thing, and then that happens, and then I got bored. So then I thought, I have Fallout 4. I just downloaded it. What if I like play that and then I'll just get my feet. And here I am 28 hours into Fallout 4 as a result of that. And not only that, this past weekend I was traveling with my judge buddy Brandon to a tournament in the DFW area. And I said, "You know what we should do? We should listen to the episode of my podcast about Fallout 4." Which was Alex, Andres, and a friend that is from around where I live. And we listened to it on the drive, and we were laughing at the jokes, and we were agreeing with some of the things they said. They concluded it was like a perfect game, and it was the game of the year, which we didn't quite agree with, but a lot of the things they were bringing up were like, "Oh yeah, Travis Miles is funny." And then Alex actually said something. I'm like, "I do that too." Alex said that he would do a quest and then he would take a break. He'd go check on a settlement or like craft something, just sort of chill, and then do a quest. Okay, I got that out of the way. Let's go check on people. Let's talk to people. Let's sell things. And something I found was while with Skyrim, the way that you can play is entirely just either you could just like quest nonstop. You could have downtime of just crafting. It doesn't to me, it doesn't feel like a game where you like, let's do a quest. Okay, I did that. Let's go do other things. Near as much with Fallout 4, which was exactly what Alex described. Lots and lots of intended downtime where you do a quest. Okay, well, I did that. I killed like 20 raiders. I guess I have to scrap things and make some mod. That's fun. I need glue. Where's my glue? But it's really interesting gameplay because I'm 28 hours in and like I still haven't gotten too terribly far into any of the storylines.
Yeah, that I remember that. That is pretty much Fallout 4 to a T. It just Fallout with Fallout 4 with the base building because there's so many things to build and scrap down and all that compared to like earlier Fallouts and because the Elder Scrolls, it's pretty much literally the only stuff you make are weapons and house, and that's about it. While with the Fallout 4 and now there's like so much more crafting and breaking down of things and all that it's more intensive, I guess, maybe, but not as like a do this. It's like, you know what? I just want to spend some time doing this a little bit.
Then you do silly things like how in the empty lot right next to the main house and sanctuary where everyone has set up shop, I was like, I'm gonna make them a pavilion. So I made some picnic tables and a grill. I thought I need to put cover on this, and I'm like piddling around trying to figure out how to get walls and a roof over it. But it still looks like a pavilion. I end up with metal prefabs that I connect together, and then I get it done, and I'm like, Michael, Gina, look at this pavilion I just made. It's like I'm playing Minecraft again.
Did you get have a party there?
I don't know how do I do a party? Is that a thing?
No, I haven't played Fallout 4 in quite a while, so I don't remember there being a possible party thing. I was just like, sometimes the characters tend to like congregate
I don't
Wow.
think I've ever seen an NPC set foot in my pavilion, and it's right next door to them and right next to the crops.
They don't
So,
like
I
your
mean,
pavilion.
they don't like it, I guess. It doesn't meet their standards. Whereas old drug lady was like, build me a rocking chair, and I did, and she sat in it, and she doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, they do tend to kind of stick to like what you've told them to do. Like, hey, do crops, or hey, area. They don't tend to do
So then I
anything else
got old
other
drug
than that.
lady to I got old drug lady to give up on drugs and all that. I did the whole dare program with her, and then now whenever I'm in sanctuary fixing my armor, which is main reason to go there, she's like, "Don't worry, I'm not doing drugs anymore." And I'm like, "Why do you keep bringing it up then?" I don't know. It
Because
seems
she
kind of
really
I'm
is.
not over here doing
Look behind my rocking chair.
Oh, my
Don't
rocking
mind me.
chair's on fire.
Hides the cocaine as I walk by.
You got a light there, strapping young man. I'm not doing drugs or nothing. I just want a light.
It's a little dark.
So
What are you talking about? It's 1:00
So-
in the afternoon.
I think it was either today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I got on in between classes or something at some point, and I teleported to. I fast traveled to an area so I could walk over to Vault 66, I think, or no, 88. It's the DLC vault,
I
and
thought that was 66, but whatever.
66, I think.
I don't know anything.
And
Don't ask me. I'm just saying numbers. It was 42.
no, it's not that. I know it's not that, Tristan. That's ridiculous. 66 plausible. 42. That's just far fetched right now.
That's a Pokemon.
So so I'm walking down the street, and I look over and there's a legendary mythic Deathclaw. So I'm fighting it and I screw up the beginning of the battle. So when I finally get him down to like 20% health and die, I'm kind of mad that I screwed up the beginning of the battle, but like I haven't fought anything that I couldn't kill with just like a rifle before. And I should have been using a grenade launcher the whole time instead of starting off by shooting its legs 20 million times and then using the Gatling gun until it runs out of ammo.
Wait,
So I
why are you
died,
shooting its
even though it was
legs?
like
You didn't need any of those bullets, did you?
shooting
The
its
head.
legs to cripple it.
You have a perk that if you shoot its limbs, it cripples.
No, if you use
Uh-oh.
bats and you shoot limbs, then they can't run.
Shoot at the head though. It does more damage.
Why do people keep stabbing me in the
Look,
back?
Alex, I panicked, okay?
But that's like every creature like in the world. Like,
How many creatures, though?
You realize
many
that headshots
creatures.
are a significantly lower hit chance than bats?
Yeah, if you don't choose the right perks.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I went
Fight,
straight
fight,
down the intelligence tree to make my power cores last longer.
fight.
And also,
It's
I
okay.
didn't know you could fast travel in Mass Effect Andromeda either until you yelled at me about it.
I remember that too.
Hey, Joseph was just working on his pretty pavilion. Don't give him crap.
He likes his,
Oh,
Yeah,
his
right?
moon. He likes his moon rover.
I'm on the pavilion building tree, and no one appreciates it.
I need to find that episode where I yell at you about fast traveling.
He just
In the
likes the
meantime,
bouncy
help
moon
anyone you
rover.
can. It can only help our cause. I'm getting really tired of Preston saying that.
Hi.
But
Does
I mean,
he keep
it
giving
could-
you a quest too?
Every time you turn in a quest with Preston, he's like, "Oh, cool. By the way, don't forget to help
Here's the
everyone
same
you come
quest."
across. It can only help our cause." And I'm like, "I know.
I think
I'm the
that's gonna be
general."
the point.
The general.
Anyway, I'm done with the rant. I
Are
really
you?
do love Fallout 4, so that's all I'm saying.
That's good because
Shoot him in the
Fallout 4
legs
is
some
good.
more.
A lot of people say that they like New Vegas more than 4, so that's interesting that you have a different opinion of it, and that's cool.
I got a little bored. I'm gonna try it again at some point.
I mean, I would agree. There's more in Vegas. I wouldn't necessarily say it was the best. Like a lot of people seem to say it's the best, which I think that's more based off nostalgia than anything. Because
Tristan can.
it was much more buggy than the other Fallouts, and that's saying something because a full Bethesda game.
So before we move on, Tristan can vouch for me on this point, which is I have tried in the past to only if you're using telepresence. What I've tried in the past to play a game that is not newer to get the experience of playing it, and it
Yep.
has not always worked out well.
Some games don't age well.
Do you remember that, Tristan? Back when I had good internet and I would stream myself on Twitch on a regular basis.
Yeah, I do.
And I was doing EVE Online and GTA 4.
Because you
And
were
we
doing
got
EVE Online, Malachi and I picked up EVE Online for a little while.
it's pretty fun until you start getting killed. And I was also doing GTA 4, and then as a result, I was getting I don't know anywhere from 5 to 10 viewers in a night. It was pretty
Hey.
cool. And Tristan was one of them. He was like the most consistent one. This was a while ago. It was like when the podcast was new or something.
That was when I
And
wanted you to go get the poopy ship.
yeah, the poopy ship. And then as a result of this, people were asking me if I wanted to play Knights of the Old Republic, so I got it.
KOTOR.
And that lasted, I think, a day and a half, maybe less.
Look, KOTOR is just a little bit frustrating with its D20 system when you're just like, all right, this thing's level 1, I'm level 5, we're going to murderize it. Miss. It's fine. It's fine. It's just one round. We'll attack it again. Miss.
See, you should have gone with KOTOR 2.
I maybe one day if I start streaming again, it'll be on the menu. But
Do flurry of blows.
really,
Miss.
it's one of those things where if you played a game when it first came out, it doesn't really matter what the game is. It was good for its time. You enjoyed it. You were in for the time investment it took to get past the learning curve. And then you got another game, you did the same thing. You got another game, you did the same thing. And the ones that you really enjoyed playing for the time, you go back and you play it. You know how to win. For example, for me, that game is Mass Effect, the first one. I will go back and I will play that and have a ton of fun, whereas it might not hold up for someone else, like because the Mako sucks. But if I go back and I try to play a game I did not play when it first came out, it probably won't hold up. So that's where I was at with KOTOR. And maybe KOTOR 2 will hold up more. I imagine it also would be more interesting story-wise because it likes to subvert the Star Wars mythos a lot. That's what I hear.
That's what I hear.
So, let's move on to Tristan's meanderings.
I am finally getting close to not living on a couch and not living in a closet. And the 1st of September and on to the 2nd, because that's a Monday, but it's a day off, I will be moving into my apartment next door to my friend Sam here, and I'm going to enlist his help and the help of my friend James. So I've just received the email yesterday from the company from which I rented the place, which explains what I have to do before moving in and what I should be expecting. And so it gave me the contacts for, like, the electric power, the gas, the something else. There's internet. They use Comcast here, which I'll make do. So I'm very excited that when I was at home in Danvers, we had Fios, and that was pretty good. And so I like my fiber connections, but I don't know if I'll be able to get one here. That's fine. But I'll finally be like living in my own place again.
Woo-hoo!
And not having to deal with roommates or worry that like the bed isn't comfortable because I'll have my own, my bed that I bought, and I'll have my own space to put my stuff in. I'll be able to get furniture. I'm gonna get myself a big TV and play big video games on it. It's gonna.
Oh my gosh, we'll finally be able to play Halo again.
Yeah, I'll finally hook up my Xbox again and also my GameCube.
And you'll be able to
my PlayStation 2.
You can stream on your computer.
I can stream on my. That's the best part right there. Is I'll get to stream from my own PC. I'm gonna hook up. I'm gonna get like a. I still use the monitors I'm using, but I want monitors that are the same size. So rather than getting rid of those monitors, I'm just gonna make it a 4-monitor deal. I'm gonna find some way. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. I'm just gonna run 4 monitors. Screw it. I want 4.
Yeah, and then you can stream the D&D campaign and have our character little descriptions up there again because you don't have them right now.
I'm so sad about that. It was one of my of the HUD that I set up for the D&D stream. It was one of my favorite little things to kind of keep some on-screen interest when pieces weren't moving around. Was hey, here's this little scrolling box to tell you about a little bit about the people who are playing, the characters. I liked it. I want to eventually update that little box with, like a portrait of the character at some point.
2 of them are Ewoks.
I mean, like an actual portrait of the character. Like, I'll just draw the characters at some point. I'll sit down and actually get myself to draw them.
But Yukikaze is one of the Ewoks. I want to see him as an Ewok.
He's a Dragonborn. He's not an Ewok.
He's an Ewok born, or is it a dragon Ewok?
And so those will appear on those cards. It's gonna be great. There's so much stuff that I want to do that hopefully I actually sit down and do.
So it all begins in 10 days.
Yep. It all begins.
Are you going to be... Go ahead, Joseph.
Sorry. So Tristan is moving in with an Ewok so they can play D&D. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's what's happening.
But I wanted to ask, so you said this was this is like Sunday, Monday of that week?
Sunday, Monday. Yeah, it's Sunday, Monday, because Sunday is the 1st, and then Monday is the 2nd, which is Labor Day, so I have that day off.
And they gave you the information ahead of time, but you're probably not going to be set up, are you? Or are you going to be set up for that?
I'm going to call the companies either like tomorrow or next Monday and see if I can let them know, hey, I'm going to be moving in on Sunday. So I would like the services transferred into my name and then continued because I want internet and power and heat. So I'm going to call them up either tomorrow or Monday. I'll probably start calling them tomorrow. There's like 4 companies I need to call. So I might call a couple tomorrow and a couple Friday or Monday. Get the ball rolling on that. And then it's going to be, I think I will end up having to wait just if things go the way I think they will for Comcast to come in because they probably have to give me a new router and stuff, I'm guessing. So whenever they can get in. So that might not be I might not have internet till Tuesday. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I haven't talked to them. So I'll find out and I'll let you guys know. But it's very exciting because I get to basically, I've had stuff like bed, furniture, my tool chest, all this stuff in storage for like 5 years. It's just been sitting in a storage unit for 5 years. And I finally get to take all of it out, set it up, live with it, and close that damn storage unit and stop paying for it because it's getting expensive.
Woo!
So, save myself, like $120, $130 a month on that.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. And like actually have access to my stuff. Like I'll always be like, oh yeah, I have one of those things. Oh wait, no, it's somewhere in storage. I don't know where it is. and I have to drive up. It's up in Danvers. That's 20 miles away. I don't have my car with me right now. Like, my car is 40 miles in the other direction. I have to take a train out to get my car, and then drive my car 60 miles over to there, then drive it back. No. I get to change my address, so I have to go through all my websites, change my billing address for my credit card, and then change it on every website I pay money to. That's gonna be fun. Because I'm gonna change my billing address from my friend's place to my place.
I'm surprised Captain Marvel can't come to you. You didn't get it, did you?
I didn't. It went over my head.
Danvers.
Oh, God. Yes.
Nothing goes over my head. I would catch it.
My reflexes are not fast enough. Yes, I was aware when I was watching the film. Oh, hey, she's got the same last name as that town I'm from. But yeah, I wasn't thinking about it just now. Carol Danvers. But yeah. So that's
Alex made it funny.
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it going into it. I'm like, this isn't going to hit at all, and I don't care.
It's not going to land, but I'm doing it anyway.
Well, that was a graceful sticking of the landing there, Alex. Hey, Malachi, I'm curious what the next topic is.
It's our best topic that we always have at every podcast. It's time to get the flip out of here.
How is that possible?
Malachi.
He's the one streaming.
Wait, is he gone?
No.
Oh, he's in the chat. He's probably fell asleep.
No,
Malachi. How did this happen?
No, my audio apparently gave out for the thing.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm here. I've been here. No, it's
What's the next topic?
Well, I gotta repeat what I said because you guys couldn't hear me. It's one of the topics we always have, and it's a classic. It's getting the flip out of here.
Woo!
Yeah.
Also, Alex, chat has your back.
You have my back. Oh, because of the crappy pun?
Coral Darnvers, yeah, that joke.
Coral.
Because we're talking about Spearder Man.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought that was intentional, so that's why I put it in there. So, you know, that's you guys' your own undoing.
You know, I don't. Right, Malachi. It's okay. I wouldn't have faulted you for it. It was definitely Tristan's fault. Especially the poop.
Okay, well, I am signing off because I am awake for my nap that I took before we recorded. I don't think Malachi is.
And now you have screaming children to go deal with?
I don't know. I hope not.
You only
Pillows
don't
are
know
blocking
because
out the sound.
pillows solve all the problems.
So Sarah was playing Magikarp Jump on the couch next to me, and I kept putting pillows on her, and she kept going, "That's mean."
Because it is.
I don't know. I mean, I seem to recall last year's RTX, where she just wanted to be buried under pillows the entire time.
But I was interfering with her game. She was playing Magikarp Jump.
How high did the Magikarp jump, Dad?
I don't know, but she goes, "Whoa, that's a lot of JP."
I don't know what a JP is.
Jump points. It's the level of the Magikarp.
I've never even played the game, but yeah.
Speaking of JP, I gotta pee. Are we done?
Yeah, good night, everyone.
You are go for PP.
Hashtag good night.
Hashtag good night.
Good night.
He has to say goodbye twice because we.
Good night.
Hey,
You gotta say it
caboose.
3 times.
No, you guys didn't say hashtag 3 times. You only said it twice.
It's exponential.
It's 2 to the 4th, man.
Oh no!
Hey, Alex.
What?
These people are doing nap time before pants time.
What? You can't do nap time before pants time. It was after nap time, not before.
I think these people are just making up their own times.
Well, that was a really disappointing Caboose impression.
Yeah, because I wasn't really ready for it, and
You caught you with your pants down.
He caught him with his
come
pants
back
tied
to
down.
me! I made you a muffin!
I sincerely hope this is still the No Pants podcast because I was not wearing any.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
wearing
no, we never
shorts.
made Alex talk about Sheila.
Can save that for another
Did you
time.
bake her a muffin?
He did bake her a muffin. I don't know why. It's going to go bad if he leaves it in the cab.
I mean,
Well,
And then
I
it's not
could
going to
eat
have
it
that.
while inside her.
Whoa.
Make it weird, dude.
I'm
Too
leaving.
late. Bail! Bail!
Talk